What we're going to do today, we're going to be teaching you and showing you how to use these EEG palettes, and there's quite a few models that I have. So what I'm trying to do today is just trying to show everyone how to use these palettes. I've been using this system for many years, and it's been helping me with my overall setups and helping me to train students, PSG sleep students, and some EEG folks also. So again, this is something that's kind of new, and it's basically for anyone that wants to save time with doing their setups, and for patients in terms of sleep studies and in terms of EEG studies. And let me see, I want to make sure I'm fully in the video here. And so basically right here, this is what you get. These are the palettes. Okay, so it's just a system of, you know, organized palettes or organized leads to help you pre-prep and get ready for your patients upon arrival. Let's see. Here is a back, kind of an education tool you can use to show the patients, and that's just one model. There's another one where basically there's either a side where it's pre-prepped or preset as far as the input labels. I'm not sure how the camera's picking that up. And here's the other back part where you can use it and add your own labels to it. And that's that one there. So that's just for mainly for the sleep. If you want to use it for EEG, you're more than welcome to use it. And but there's not as many leads for a full 1020 setup. But this is the EEG one for EEG folks, or long extended montages for patients. This is the system in place. One is there, or the back page has another bubble system. So again, you can use it if you want to help your setups. I've been using it for years. It helps so much. It basically helps me connect more with the patients, so that's why I really love using this system here. Again, I've been in sleep for about maybe 13-14 years. Right now I don't really work nights that much, or actually doing the studies, but it's been something I've been wanting more people to help to use, just so they can help with their setups. So here we go. So I already have some pulled out of the notepad here. I have them taped and pre-set up. So you just put paste on them. Okay, you can put as much paste as you want. You don't have to put too much or too little. Just whatever you feel is more comfortable for you, how much you like to kind of use. But this whole system does take practice. It's not something where, you know, an older tech that's been using this or been doing setups for years, it's probably not going to be easy to get for them to get used to based off of having a certain routine and pattern from doing it for so many years. But for me, this has been my basic setup for many years. So I usually come in, I pre-set up my whole table, I get everything together. I even have my tapes on the side here, a bunch of tape, a bunch of paste pre-prepped with the gauze pads. There's many ways to set up your tables and your trays. Right now this is just kind of a basic type of setup. Depending on what your lab uses, the equipment determines on how you set it up, and Q-tips to prep your patients. And let's see what else. The gloves, for sure, always wear gloves. That's why I got gloves. The whole thing about this too is great because it helps to reduce cross-contamination, and that's that part there. So let me see, maybe I'll bring this in closer. Okay. All right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to angle this down here, and just going to kind of show you the system. Okay. And let's see. Okay, going to bring it in closer. All right. So let's try to get a good angle here. All right. Let's see. So the table's prepped. Okay, patients coming in. You got in. Usually, if you work a night shift, on average, most sleep labs, the techs are arriving around 7 o'clock, depending on what time your patient is coming in. 7 p.m. So these are the wires. Okay, and normally you're dealing with like a certain head box that has all the montages and all the inputs. So you'll have a graph to tell you where everything goes. But this is what you're dealing with all these little wires here. So dealing with all those wires and trying to locate where they're going and interacting with the patient is not a very easy thing to do. So it's very complicated sometimes. So again, these pallets here, it takes maybe about 2 to 5 minutes to set one up, depending on how good you are with this or how long you've been using it. But it's going to save a lot of issues, or a lot of, you know, it's going to help improve communication overall with the patient. These little EEG wires here, right, depending on what your lab is using, disposable or non-disposables, gold, silver, and so you're gonna press on these wires and make sure that the cups are full really good. So I'll start off with this one here. Okay, take the paste, press it on. There you go. That's wire number 1. Okay, you're gonna grab your other wire. Again, a lot of technicians or technologists do this around the time the patients are here or during setup. So what happens is you're basically sitting here, you're looking at the head box, you're looking at the wire, and then they're normally taking the paste and they're either dipping it in, or they're putting paste on their glove and they're just dipping it from their glove and then going to the patient. But the whole thing is you're just not as focused with the patient because you're just looking at the inputs, and you know, you may miss something that the patient's talking about, or the patient might think that you're just not really paying much attention to what's going on with their sleep or their issue, or what's going on with their seizures or anything. So make sure your tape is on there really good. Press good. So best thing is to do is just to make sure to press the wires really good, and you'll know your inputs. You can either, if you're new to your lab, you'll have a piece of paper that shows you where everything goes and where these need to go on this palette here. So again, just showing them, bringing them on there real quick. Okay, and the other good thing about this, it helps to prevent tangles of wires. And now there's one trick about this whole palette system here that I've kind of figured out is a good thing. So when you do this, you just take it and you're gonna put it underneath. You're gonna put it underneath these wires. Okay, then go here and you're gonna press it on here. Okay, and there you go. That's that one there. And let's see, and again, what I'm doing now is just grabbing one wire at a time, and of course they kind of always tend to tangle up a little bit, but again, let me just reverse that. So grab it here, went underneath all the wires to the side, put the palette on, and oh, pulled one off just to focus on the camera here. And let's see, that one goes there. Let's see. Okay, this one here, right underneath. Depending on your lab, you may have different inputs. You may not have as much wires. You may not need as many of those inputs that you see there on the palette here, but at least you can kind of preset everything, pre-organize. And again, you've already got everything together. You read your patient's chart. You kind of know what you're getting into for the night, what type of study you're running. You got your equipment going in the background. Everything is kind of pre-calibrated. So all you're doing now is just preparing for your patients to come in. Okay, and again, just takes a few minutes to get this set up and ready. This is it for my current one that I'm using here. Doesn't have the E3 or the EMG3, but this will be the same system. If you were using this one here, you would just, if you're not comfortable with what's kind of typed on there or printed, you would just kind of use this one here and just pencil or pen in your own. Okay, and again, if you turn this around, that's that part. Turn that around, that's this part. And again, that took probably about maybe 2, 3, 4 minutes around there. So, and that's pretty much it for these pallets. It's very simple. Look, you can take it, see how they all pull up, you know. Okay, take it off. All right, so there you go. You have everything kind of preset. So when your patient comes in, you're going to kind of have, you won't have to look at your head box, look at the wire, find the location. So you have everything preset up for your patient to come here. The other thing I recommend is pre-setting up these things, which are EEG tabs. Set them up on your wires, your legs, anywhere you use this, and just mark them with a marker where they're going right before your patient comes in, because it's gonna is going to help save you a lot of time. Okay, and so that's that one there. So when the patient comes in, you can take it, you can tape this to their back while you're doing the setup. You can tape it to your IV pole before they come in. You can tape it to your head box. Right now I'll tape it to the head box, and then I'll turn the camera to show you. Okay, so this goes here. And again, that's that part right there. So a patient comes in, how you doing, how's everything, get their history, see what's going on with their sleep while they're coming in, why are they coming in for the sleep study. Definitely good to have nowadays, just because there's so much more severe patients. So the more you have this done, the better off both you and the patient are going to be for the night. So it's good to pre-set up. And again, this is just one system. Everyone has their own certain process in place. Especially if you've been doing this for years, you know, there's people that can breeze through these, you know, 20, 28 different wires, 30, sometimes way more, within like 20, 25 minutes, just because they're so used to doing it. But so these are good. The notepads are good because it's kind of made out of a material that helps kind of absorb the paste, and it helps you to kind of, you know, last a long time. And there's another feature that I have of these where on the notebooks, it has a little cover sheet where you just cover them, and it pretty much just covers, and this isn't it right here, but it covers everything, and it lasts for about 24 to 48 hours prior to setup. So if you're not a fan of doing this when you come into the sleep lab, you can actually do it before you leave in the morning for your next day, and then when your patient comes in, you're already ready to go. You don't have to do any of this. You can, you know, maybe don't have to worry about rushing into work, so you have everything pre-set up. And again, I've been using it for years. It's going to last, if you do that, for 24, 48 hours. Sometimes I've had it last for about 72 hours covering it with just even standard paper, but the paper I use makes it a little bit longer. But, you know, just in case, I'm recommending 24, 48 hours max to use the system that's in place. And pre-set it up, come in the night of your study, have everything all ready to go. Very easy, smooth night. So that's kind of what this is about, and hopefully some of you like it. And please give me some feedback if you do try it. It's great to know how I can improve this or get this better. There's some other small little EEG sleep products that's I also got coming out soon. This is just something I kind of wanted to get out there and have people use and see how it works. So hopefully it's something that helps, and hopefully you like it. Please give me some feedback, and looking forward to you trying it and using it. And thank you, and have a good day.